Previously on Trails through Daybreak 2, Van and Anya had a chat with Roy Gremhard in the student council office. I also watched 2 more movies and used up all my activity points to squeeze out as many connect points as I could. In Renee's Connect event, he and Van practiced music after Renee's original gig got cancelled. In Fairy's event, she captured a human trafficker who ran afoul of the Kruga. In Era's event, he saved his deadbeat dad from the remnants of the Lai family. In Jiv's event, she had to contact her Grammy in order to fix her Grimcat transformation device, which failed to revert to her civilian form. Sounds like Elaine stepping away from a festival to handle a job for the guild. Sounds like it'll be a tricky one. Wonder why she's acting all weird about it though. Maybe we'll see if there's anything to do to help her out. Van parted ways with his companion for a short while. He then met up with Elaine, and then the two went to speak with a prospective client. Apologies for the delay, I'm with the Bracer Guild. Oh yes, we've been expecting you. Aren't you the famous A-rank Bracer? Thank you so much for accepting our request on such short notice. Oh, you brought Van along as well. Fancy seeing you again. For the record, I'm mostly just along for a ride. You know him? Yeah, I met him while doing a first BG a while back. You still keeping in touch with old Bruno? Yes, I consulted him about all this, in fact. Anyway, I feel much better knowing that you're on the case. Let's get down to business, shall we? So you suspect the stalker will crash your wedding today and attack the bride. Do I have that right? You do, yes. Honestly, we're at a loss as to what to do. It all began when Dorothea was kind enough to care for a man who was passed out along the side of the road. She was already engaged at that point, but it didn't stop a man from obsessing over her after the fact. She reached out to the police and the guild several times, but they couldn't do much, as he was careful and remained within the confines of the law. Then once the wedding date was set, she received an unusual package. Inside was a clandestine photo of her and the groom. The faces were cut out, and the message was written in blood. Love never dies. Oh shit! The wedding date was listed as well, even though it had only just been decided on. How despicable. Only the vilest of fiends would seek to ruin such an important day in a young couple's life. That's a textbook example of Fretler. Should be enough cause for the guild to take action. Problem is, if we're following the Bracer code, I'm afraid I have no choice but to ask that you delay your wedding. When danger is imminent, we have to put the safety of the citizens above all else. I hope you understand. I was afraid of that. I'm so sorry, Dorothea. No, don't be. It's for the best. We can't risk putting our friends and family in harm's way. I just wish we could have celebrated this with them. Everyone was able to take time out of their busy schedules for us. Alright, I think this request can qualify as a Force VG now. Oh? Arcade Solutions will be working with the guild on this one. No need to move the wedding date, because I've got an idea. You do? But how would you... no, I'll pay any price you ask, as long as it means we can have our wedding as planned. To pull this one off, I'm going to need the assistance of our very own Beauty's Blade. Say no more, I'll do whatever I can to help. After that, they enlisted the aid of the cathedral staff and swiftly put Van's plan in place. And so the wedding began on schedule. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today before Goddess Adios to join Roderick and Dorothea in the bonds of holy matrimony. Do you, Roderick, take this woman, Dorothea, to have and to hold in sickness and health, for richer or poorer, to love and to cherish, for as long as you both shall live? I do. And do you, Dorothea, take this man, Roderick, in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, to love and to cherish, for as long as you both shall live? I... Stop! Oh no! Who do you think you are? You have no right to be barging in on this sacred union. Tish, you must be that low-life bastard they told me about. Why, Dorothea? Why would you marry the likes of him? I'm the one you love. That's why you saved me back then, right? Get a grip, man. That's just some fantasy you dreamed up on your own. I'll never give up on the woman I love, and especially not someone who'd only burn her with a one-sided obsession. What the hell did you just say to me? Who do you think you are, you piece of shit? Get lost. You have nothing to do with this. Dorothea, my beloved, it's time to go. The goddess aside, where our love will never die. Huh? I must say, I find your unrequited love rather shallow. You couldn't even tell your beloved was an imposter. What? That's the A-rank Bracer. Beauty's Blade? Why is she here? But why? Where's my Dorothea? Yeah, I feel like Elaine could have cleared this on her own. This guy was a chump. Oh, Roderick. Oh, Dorothea, everything's going to be alright now. So what do you all think of our mid-wedding halftime show? A little unprecedented, I know. But hey, there's a first for everything. Our special guest Elaine and Claire gave a performance for ages, all to test the love of our leading lady and man. Let's give our groom a big round of applause for bravely fending off his girl's would-be captor. Holy cannoli, I had no idea they switched out the bride. Okay, that was a little too realistic for my taste, but man, what a show. That darn Spriggan really knows how to throw everyone for a loop. I sincerely apologize for causing such a ruckus. We'll get the ceremony back underway in just a moment. Let me offer my congratulations to the soon-to-be happy newlyweds. Afterwards, they quietly turned the sucker over to the police. The wedding went on from there without any further disruptions. Elaine, Van, thank you so much for saving our wedding. Well, that was a neat and tidy ending. I'm glad we were able to help them. Can't believe I was able to pull one over on the crowd with that halftime show bit. That was one hell of a gamble. If Roderick hadn't done that whole spiel from the heart, I doubt anyone would have bought it. Hey, I got a question for ya. Why the special interest in this request? Something about this job must have caught your eye. Don't think you wanted to leave in the middle of the festival otherwise. I suppose that's true. Well, to answer your question, the subject of marriage just so happened to be on my mind lately. Seeing as how my family, or rather, my relatives, have been trying to get me to tie the wedding knot, I've received a few proposals already. Huh? I knew the Quincy company had been hard at work rebuilding the business, but this is the first I'm hearing of this. As you may well know, our family has a long lineage, and many of my relatives are the old-fashioned sort. They say it's all to support the Claire family. I suppose it sounds noble when put like that. In all likelihood, they're simply desperate to find their footing. Things have been rather chaotic following my father's incarceration. In a way, I almost pity them. And to be honest, that's why I've entertained the notion. Well, I don't think you should. Huh? I know you're just trying to bear the burden for everyone like usual, but that ain't your responsibility, alright? Your dad's the one who committed a crime, not you. It isn't your job to mop up this mess. You can't fix everything. If you say you can, then that's arrogance talking. Plain simple. But, you know, that might just be the most hypocritical thing you've ever said. I'm just speaking from the experience, that's all. From one burden-bearing person to another, don't forget why you chose the path you're on. You didn't choose it for your family's sake, and you sure as hell didn't choose it for mine either. You're right. No, in fact, you're exactly right. Oh, and don't worry about those marriage proposals. I've turned them all down. Who said I was worried? By the way, you might not want to put this off for too much longer. We're both getting up there in age. Excuse me? I'll have you know I'm only 24. Okay, here I go. Whoa, Link caught it. Congrats. I wonder if this is my reward for all the hard work I've put in lately. A certain someone I know could and should learn from my example. Ooh, hit me right where it hurts. Why don't ya? Fine, I'll try and take a few pointers. I forgot, Van and Elaine left the cathedral behind. And after tying up all loose ends of the stalker case, they met back up with the rest of their friends.
Back when we were students, I always thought this day might come for us. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just lost in thought. We're both still walking our own paths, so let's focus on that for now. I'll be happy to help you along in whatever little ways I can.
If only Van could transfer his excess points to someone else. Okay, Yume's bicycle. Victor got in touch. Seems Yume's turning 7 this year, and he ordered a bike for her that just came in at the center march. Said I should pick it up for him on my way home. Maybe I should take care of that now. Vampire waits with his companion for a short while. He then informed the rest of his friends around the festival that he would be setting out to center march. Alright, let's get this done and dusted. Van, where are you going? Oh, hey there, Yume's. Just running a few errands is all. I won't be long, so you hang back and enjoy the festival, okay? Oh, let me guess. My bicycle finally came. Spot on, your Gramps just gave me the call. I was about to go pick it up and deliver it to Mount Mart. Now you have something to look forward to when you get home. I want to go too. I knew she'd say that. So much for this being a quick and dirty solo job. Fine, fine. I know you've been counting down the minutes for this. What do you say we pit our wheels against each other and see which is better? Definitely mine. Yours is number 2. I hear ya. Come on then, let's get going. And so the pair hopped in the van's pickup truck and headed for Center Marsh. Once there, they paid a visit to Yazan's hardware store, where the order for the bike had been placed. Whoa, so this is my new bike. Sure is, looks pretty neat. Your mom's got good taste. But as much as I hate to break it to you, my right still wins the coolness department. Silly old van, mine's way cuter. Yeah, as long as she likes it, that's what matters. Ready for me to load it into the truck? Yeah, if you don't mind. We're gonna be hauling this straight back to Old Town. Already? Don't tell me, you're itching to ride it now. Everyone's waiting for you at the academy, kiddo. Don't you think we ought to hurry back? Well, I do want to play with Maxim some more, Fidget. But I also want to try out a teensy bit. I figure as much. How to handle this? The safest way would be to take her over to Memorial Park. But her gramps was keen on showing her the ropes. I hate to cut in on that. It's okay, man. Sorry for being bratty about it. I'll just have to wait till the next time when someone's free after the festival is over. Say no more, Yume. Let's head over to Memorial Park and take it for a spin. You really mean it? The old man will flay my hide anyway if I bring her back to Montmartre all down the mouth. Just promise me you'll only give it a test run, deal? Yeah, I promise. I'll go ahead and load it into the pickup then. Once the bicycle was secured in the back of Van's truck, he and Yume headed for Durkheim Memorial Park. No sooner did they arrive than the practice began. I finally get to ride my own bike. I'll be here to hold you upright, so just focus on pushing the pedals. Keep the handlebars straight, okay? Just take it slow and you'll be fine. Okie dokie. Van, are you still there? Yep, you're doing great, kiddo. Want me to let you go for a bit? Yeah, do it. Ah, it's all wobbly. That's the way. Keep going just like... Oh no, heal her! Ouchies, I fell off. You alright? Sorry, I should have known it was too early to turn you loose. No, it's okay. I almost got the hang of it. I'm gonna try again. Watch me, okay, Van? Wait, first we need to heal you. Hey, well, shoot. No summon her now. If I bring her back all scuffed up, tonight's special will be my head on a platter. Maybe I should give the champ a call and have him and Paulette pick her up. And so you did her best to repel on her own under Van's supervision. However... Oh no! Whoops! Oh no! Ow! Holy shit, this is actually kind of brutal. I can do this! We should just left it to the Montmartre family. You okay? Yeah, no biggie. This bike's not gonna beat me. Listen, you mates, why don't we stop here for now? You got your knees covered in scrapes and your clothes covered in dirt. We won't want to get your mom and Gramps all worked up. Seriously, eat a Tira bomb. No dice, huh? You're a tough cookie, Yume. Most kids your age would have burst out in tears by now. You're allowed to cry if you need to, you know? Nope, I'm not gonna. I have to be tough and hold it in, like you, Van. Like me? You smiled for me even when it hurt. It was a long time ago, but I still remember. Oh. A flashback? Or just text? Around 3 years ago. They're actually giving us an actual... no, it's just... I guess not. Damn it all. Oh, they did show it. They did render it. There was a request I took on back when I just climbed out of the rookie stages of my career. I grew too comfortable with the work. As a result, I slipped up and my client got seriously injured. Any trust we built up was shattered, and they made their well-deserved spite for me loud and clear. We just barely grazed by a worst-case scenario. My client's lucky to still be alive. Those guys were good. We were cornered, and in the heat of the moment, I made the wrong call. Bah, who are you trying to fool? Quit making excuses for yourself. You got sloppy. You thought, oh, this will be a cinch, and let your ego take the wheel. What the hell am I even doing? What am I doing this for? Van? Yume's. What's wrong, Van? It's nothing. That's right, there's no sense moping. Setbacks like this could happen again any number of times down the road. Remember why you decided to do this in the first place. As long as you never forget, everything will work out. Huh? Hey now, why long face? You want upsies? You looked like you were hurting way more than I was now. But instead of crying, you picked me up like always. So whenever I feel myself getting sniffly, I try to be strong the way you would. Because that's what family does for each other. Okay, this time I'm gonna stay on for sure. Keep watching, man. Don't worry, kiddo, I will. Hard to believe her memory goes that far back. At the time, I'd been busting my ass like a man possessed and faking a brave front out of pride. Little did I know there was someone watching out for me all the while. Family, huh? Man, look. Am I doing it right? I think I am. Yeah, you got it down pat, Yume. Whoa, Yume, that's amazing. Oh, you actually came. Of course we did, as if we let you steal this moment away from us. Mommy, Maxim, look at me go. I couldn't be prouder, sweetie. It was so nice of Van to teach you. Just make sure to keep those eyes forward. I almost makes you wonder if driving skills are inherited. Don't get too full of yourself there, Buster. Huh, you're such a killer, Dad. I mean, Victor, who is getting full of himself? Not me, no sir. Oh dear, we still got a long road ahead of us. Grandpa, I can ride a bike now. Do you see me? I certainly did, sweetheart. You give your granddad a real run for his money. I learned it all from Van. Uh-oh. Hear me out for a sec. Time for a time leap. She's still gonna need practice on city roads, right? You can have exclusive dibs on that. You traitorous trouble-making tenant. I wanted to teach her from square one. You're gonna pay for those scraped knees and dirty clothes to the tune of 50 times the rent. It's like, no good deed goes unpunished. Wait, 50 times? That's criminal. So maybe this is why he loses all his money at the end of each game. Settle down, Dad. Though it's true that he's been monopolizing her a bit. Next time we can make it a family outing. Right, Van? What can I say? You got me outnumbered on this one. With that, Van, Maxim, and the Montmartre household return to sea. After dropping the bike off at Montmartre, they took Yume back to Hermes to enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thanks for always playing with me, Van. If you're ever feeling sad because of work, just let me know, and I'll give you a nice pat on the head. Then you'll feel all better.
Yume's charm unfortunately doesn't protect against ailments, so I'm gonna reload. Plus, if I reload, that means Victor gets to teach her, and that means I do not have to worry about rent. Looks like I got some sort of challenge letter from Swin and Nadia. They've asked me to come to the office when I have time. Well, might as well humor them, I guess. Van parted ways with his companions for a bit. He then reached out to Swin and Nadia, who had asked him to meet at the Arkwright Solutions office. Well met, Van Arkwright, Spriggan Extraordinaire. To commemorate our final days in Phi Glorious Capital, we do hereby challenge Pete to a duel over the title of True Spriggan. Translation, please? Actually, she pretty much covered it. Come on, play along. This could be our last chance. Here we go. Alright, I'll bite. So explain the duel over the title of True Spriggan business. Well, that part was just her being dramatic. Remember when you made us the substitute Spriggans right after we came in Edith? It's been a wild ride since then, I mean wild. Now here we are with everything we asked for and more. We don't want to set a bad example for Lapis or Boss by taking advantage of your hospitality, though. So we felt the need to prove ourselves, and who better to do it against than you, Van? Spriggan stuff's pretty close to our usual work already, so Force BG Showdown sounded like a good way to solve things. And if we should vanquish me, perchance we could lay claim to my reputation as well. Don't push your luck, but I get where you're coming from. You two deserve a little something for picking up the slack around here. Let's treat this like a special Force BG from my stand-ins. Just don't cry foul when I go full throttle. No better parting gift than showing you what a Spriggan's really made of. We couldn't ask for more. Now you're talking. From there, Van used his connections to get in touch with any collaborators of his who had time to spare. They then put together a limited edition half-price discount promotion to bring in more fresh VGs than ever before. The backs of the bulletin boards in every district all have requests from corner to corner by now. Whoever closes out the most of them within the time limit is the winner. You guys all set to go? Ready when you are. Really casting a wide net though, huh? I know this was our suggestion, but we're in for a lot more fresh VGs than we bargained for. You say that, but I had to trim the list quite a bit to get down just the suitable ones. I was already looking for a good excuse to get the finicky ones over with, so this worked out great. Yeah, imagine what a buzzkill would be to get an emergency call in the middle of tonight's live performance. Well, alright, hope you don't mind if we bring the heat, then. You're on, no backing out now. Let's get let the Forest VG showdown commence. So Vance win, Nadia's duel began. Cat? She's coming your way, yes. Roger that. There, you're gonna be just fine. Ooh yeah, score 1 for the Dream Team. Goodness, what an impressive display. My sweet little Anna, thank you ever so much for catching her. About that, are you really this cat's owner? You're a few syllables off from the name on her collar just now. And rumor has it that a shady catnapper's been snatching up pure bread to put on the market. That's the client was evil. No, how come I didn't think that the evil clients would get mixed into this contest. Oh, Angela, thank goodness you're all right. Oh, never mind. There was a good client. Okay, good. Oh, that would make things complicated. Could easily waste their time in completing enough requests for the deadline. So now the mesh I'm employed at has a massive ramification. It's all my fault. If I don't do something about it, they'll fire me for sure. Can I count on you to handle this discreetly? So my hunch was right. The two of them are like a match made in heaven. Am I hanging around just a tick? The solution to your problem should be along in just a minute. Excuse me, but are you the Spriggan I keep hearing about? I could really use your expertise. All the laboratory rats in the medical research facility I work for were inadvertently terminated. Is there any chance you could set us up with a large quantity of them in short order? Wow, that's some timing. Did you just say rats? Huh? That's 2 for 1. Getting a mountain of requests and it has its perks sometimes. See, you know, that'd be an interesting concept. If we could take on 2 RPGs and have them interconnected in a way that requires you to solve both at once. Huh. S, you think those cars might have anything to do with that package we picked up a minute ago? Shoot, we're being tailed. I'll shake them off. Hang on tight, Nadia. If you're like Aaron, you could use a wind spell in order to jump. Plus, I think you actually have wind slots, so it would work out anyways. Aye aye. Somebody save me! Pipe down, I ain't looking to start anything. At least not if you clean out your blackmail data and hand it over. You had a good run up till now, coasting on the backs of ours. I'd say it's about time for the Piper to get paid. Alright, just take it. Wait, is this related to that one guy who got scammed on the internet? That settles that. Now on to a separate request. This one involves getting tit for tat over to living how you put your victims through. No, please! Waiting around here to ambush that crooked businessman isn't going as well as I hoped. Maybe he caught on and switched routes. I can recalculate his path, but we're kind of short on time. What's this? Don't tell me we're all working the same request. Oh, hi, Van. Guess we overlapped on this one. Well, ain't that a kick in the head? You two already got the jump on me. Not even the golden tip-off Ramai had can make up for that. Guess I'll just have to shift over to something else. We'll keep up the good work out there. Ramai, that's his informant over in Riverside. Might as well head over and take the freebie. Soon afterward, the alarm on everyone's diapers went off, signaling that the time limit for the showdown hit was up. They then returned to the office to report their respective results. So the final tally is 11 for SPGs for me and 12 for you. The victory is yours. Damn, so professional I am. What's wrong? Those don't look like the faces of it winners to me. Sure, it's because this whole thing was rigged. I'm with her on that. The informant you clued us in on was the only reason we were able to close that last request. Can't really say that point was earned fair and square. Hey, I'm the one who slipped up at giving you a hit. You should be proud for not letting it pass you by. From where I'm standing, who solved that what doesn't really matter, as long as you sucked your spiriting away. Matter of fact, you did me a solid divvying up the workload, so thanks for that. Oh, he got us hook, line, sinker. Yeah, we may have won the battle, but we lost the war the second we suggested dueling over 4 SPGs. You outfoxed us good, Van. Heh, you guys get so uptight over the weird Sphinx. Well, for all the areas we fall short in, we still managed to prove ourselves pretty decently. Yep, I say so. Actually, you never fully explained what it is you were trying to prove. Mind filling me in? Like we said, these last several months have just been one freak incident after another. Running into old colleagues from the gardens on Nema, seeing what my brother looked like my brother back from the dead. And even that's got nothing on what went down with LPNS. Everything worked out in the end, but it left us with some heavy questions to chew on. We started to wonder, will we ever escape our past, or are we doomed to spend the rest of our days in darkness? I see. That's what all this boils down to. We want to prove that if we worked hard enough, we could enjoy our lives in a way that sat right with us. Just like you do, Van. Like me. Not that most people would call your way of life a respectable one. Don't I know it. I hear Elaine offered you to a place at the guild, though. Why not take her up on it? What, and work myself in the ground all year round? I've got a lazy and loafing quota to keep. Call me crazy, but I don't think her line of work is in our wheelhouse anyway. That aside, there was one other thing we wanted to prove. To yourselves. No, to you, Van. We wanted to show how much we've grown over these past few years. You had to help us out with just about everything back then. But now other people can lean on us for a change, don't you think? Yeah, you two have come leaps and bounds, no doubt about it. Even if your past tries to haunt you again, I know you'll put it back in its place as many times as it takes. You've got the freedom to make whatever you want of your lives. This old town spriggan will splash for that any day of the week. I know we're not leaving just yet, but I can tell we won't be leaving any regrets behind. And the next time we meet up, we're gonna be thrice as impressive as we are now. Yeah, I can hardly wait already.
We might be hanging up our substitute Spriggan hats, but we'll never, ever forget the time we spent with you, Aggie, and everyone else.
I can't promise we'll always be available, but if you're ever in a bind, hit us up. Next time, we'll be the ones handling a 4 SPG of yours.
Sadly, I'll be reloading that. I had no chance of getting them maxed out anyways, huh? Lost Adolescence. When I was walking around the festival, I noticed Rosette looked a little lost and fought. Got a feeling she was planning on meeting up with someone. Maybe I should check up on her. Ben parted ways with his companion for a short while. He then went to meet up with Rosette, who was looking around the festival. Hello, Mr. Arkwright. I trust your rounds are going well. Have you been wandering around the festival by yourself this whole time? You need to get busy and live a little. I have been busy, actually. I'm kind of surprised to see the two of you just wandering around together, though. Well, I made a promise to Rosette, you know. I never go back on my promises. We won't spend any time together in a dog's age, so every second I find today counts. I suppose it has been a while since we've seen one another. Well, I'm glad to see you two are having fun. I don't want to interrupt your little get-together, though, so I'll just see myself out. Oh, don't be like that. You might as well join us, since you're here and all. Besides, nobody don't know all the best stands. We'll have lots more fun if you go along. I agree, it would be wonderful if you could show us the highlights of your student experience as well. I guess I don't mind buying in for a while. That's more like it. What are we waiting for then? Let's get a show on the road. It's always a pleasure, Van. So Van joined the girls in their foray to get around the school and enjoy a look at the bazaar's many wares. The Rosette seemed pleased to simply gaze at the items for sale. Mirabelle was much more inclined to reach for Mira. Although their adventure was brief, the two seemed to thoroughly enjoy themselves. Now that's what I call light. School festivals in NIS sure take it to a whole nother level. I appreciate you taking the time to enjoy the festival with us, Mr. Arkwright. Just glad I could be of service. You seem a lot more interested in the school itself, though. Well, yes, I suppose I was. I may have come to Sunday school, gone to Sunday school as a little girl, but I never had much chance to experience school life beyond that. Rosette, did she never go to high school? Guess I never did get around to asking Rosette about how she ended up this way. Forgive me, I hadn't meant to cast a cloud over our time together. I should have, I'm actually quite happy spending time with you, Wen. Nope, I ain't gonna cut it. How many times do I gotta tell you? It's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. Is this some sort of demo software? I sent over some basic instructions too. Use them to access the garden with Van. With me, where are you playing? Well, let's just say it's one other reason I came out here today. Oh, and before I forget, you might want to check out the stall we stopped by earlier. Have a good one, you two. Yeah, not really sure what she was getting at. Well, guess we have some time to kill. Should we go take a look? I don't see why not. Although I am a bit curious about this program she sent me. And so using the instructions Mirabelle provided, Rosette and Van booted up the app, leading them into the Marin Garden. Hey, isn't this a recreation of the classrooms? Looks like a recreation of one of Aramis's classrooms. It's pretty realistic too, I can hardly tell the difference. What's with these glasses and the textbook? And where's Rosette? Mr. Arkwright, are you in there? Oh hey, thought I lost you. Is it alright if I come in? Yeah, of course. You okay? You sound a little timid. Well, it's just, okay, I'll just let myself in then. I apologize for being so late, Mr. Arkwright. Oh sure, is this gonna lead to a costume? No way! Is that really you, Rosette? Yes, it's me. This avatar is a shard body made to simulate what I looked like when I was around 14 years old. It appears to be part of a brand new virtual reality system that runs via the Marin Garden. A 14-year-old Rosette, huh? How did they even pull this off? Actually, I'm assuming this is all Mirabelle's doing. I believe so. She must have been testing this whenever she had downtime at work. I think she'd go to all the trouble to give me this opportunity. Oh, Mirabelle, you truly are a handful sometimes. That explains what my glasses and textbook, I guess. I think I've mentioned I didn't get the chance to finish school either. Putting me in the teacher role is a little funny, though. I put my own through so much hell. Anyway, I guess we can start class as soon as you pick a desk. If you don't mind having a delinquent for a teacher, that is. Of course not, Mr. Arkwright. With that, the two began playing the respective roles of teacher and student. Alright, next question. In what year did the Calvarian Revolution take place? That would be in the year 1100. Nice job, Rosette. Really living up to that class president reputation of yours. So that's the scenario she set up, is it? However, I can't help but think these questions are a bit on the simple side. Will you be opposed to bringing out the more difficult ones, sir? Sounds good to me. How about this one? Although neither of them were required to continue the act, they remain in character for a while longer. Okay, so the answer to this problem is... If I may, sir, there seems to be a problem with your equation. Seriously? Man, it's been so long since I had to do math. Well, let's see. Where does this number go again? Let me show you. When you have... Oh, shoot. I barely remember this one. Yeah, then you want to solve for... Hey, I'm the one who's supposed to be the teacher here. Both Anne and Rosette thoroughly enjoyed themselves as they made new school memories. I can't help but feel a bit sorry for your students. I'm really monopolizing all the teachers' attention. Well, it's my responsibility to make sure all students understand the con, right? Ask me anything and I'll do my best to answer. Okay, with regard to this problem then. What's up? Oh, it's nothing. For me in such a small body, he looks even more mature than usual. I wonder if this is how Miss Claudel and the artists feel around him. Before he knew it, the bittersweet days of Resette's fabricated youth had come to an end. Oh? I guess that's it then. The time sure went by a lot faster than I thought it would. I imagine this whole thing takes a bunch of processing power. I'm surprised it even lasted this long. Mr. Arkwright, I had a really great time together. Yeah, me too. I was really getting into it back there. It's looking like we're gonna have to put an end to it here, though. And after the school day ends, everyone assembles in the courtyard. They all enjoy their school life, only leaving for home once the sun begins to set. It's a very essential part of being a student, what they call the springtime of life. Thank you for letting me experience even just a little of what this life is like. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know, I may be standing at the teacher's podium and all, but I had a lot of fun too. Reminded me of all the good times I had. I actually was kind of hoping we could stay for a bit longer. They do say your school years really pass you by. This was a truly unforgettable experience. I may have only been acting the part of the student, but I think it is part filling in the hole inside me. Recette. I suppose I had been yearning for a chance like this. A longing for normal days, a hope to one day lead a mundane life. I guess I'll never quite know how much I lost because of that day. However, even though I had little choice but to take on this form, the fact remains that I was given a second lease on life. If I hadn't been given that miracle, I would never have met any of you, not you or Mirabelle or anyone from Arkwright Solutions. That's why I feel blessed to be where I am today. Damn, only 14 still as mature as ever. Can't say I'm surprised though, you've always been the most sensible one on our team. Thank you. But don't you think it's alright to just be a 14-year-old girl for a little while? Heck, you could probably stand to let your hair down every now and then in the real world too. From everything you told me, it sounds like you were forced to grow up a lot faster than everyone else, maybe too fast. You would think so. But I want you to know that you don't have to be the responsible one all the time. It's okay to rely on me and the others. Just like it's okay to be over 20 and still be in the springtime of your life. Where that means having stimulating experiences like this or having fun at a school festival. You should have fun with your life. I mean, relying on each other is part of what makes us all friends, right? Thank you, Mr. Arkwright. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. This class certainly did deliver on its educational value. Good. Well, I hate to say it, but I guess we should wrap this up. Will you do the honors, Recette? Of course, Mr. Arkwright. All rise and bow. After that, Van and Recette logged out of the Marin Garden. After taking the time to thank Mirabelle for the experience, the two met with the rest of their friends to explore the rest of the festival.
Due to yours and Mirabelle's efforts, I was able to confront the regrets I had buried deep within my heart. If the opportunity ever presents itself, I hope that someday you will allow me to support you in the same way.
Alright, Student Council President's Office. Seems Ren's been working non-stop to keep the festival running. All part of the job, I guess. But considering she's asking for a favor for once, I should probably lend her a hand. Ben parted ways with his companion and went off on his own, in order to take care of a certain request. And that's what led to the bicycle parking incident. We've since changed the way we're directing traffic, so I don't expect this to be an issue going forward. Well, I'm glad to hear this matter came to a swift resolution, which was no doubt owed to your prompt response, I'm sure. Thank you for the report. Keep up the good work, as always. Of course. Oh, and one last thing. I know you're in charge of the festival and all, but I hope you'll give yourself a break soon. It's long overdue. Hello, Ren Bright speaking. Oh my, a direct inquiry from the Institute. Is that in regards to the dissertation I published recently? So they would like me to give a lecture on the design theories behind network traffic for long-distance communication. I understand. I'll check my schedule and get back with you as soon as I can. Have a lovely day. Poon, the rest are wary Student Council President, I suppose. No, I shouldn't complain. I'm not the only one who's busy, after all. Well, then I think I'll take advantage of this brief respite to chip away at my paperwork. I'll start with the club applications and the paperwork submitted for the new school year. Oh, come in. I wonder if it's Odette this time. Hey there, sorry to interrupt. You look as busy as ever, Miss President. Good afternoon, Van. This is an unexpected surprise, but not an unwelcome one. So what do I owe this visit? Has something happened? If there's a problem, I'll make sure it's taken care of right away. Actually, I just came to ask one simple question. Want to come on a little date with me? Why am I, Van Arkwright? I never took you for a casual flirt. I wonder how Agnes and Elaine would react if I spilled the tea on this little move you're making. Instant loss of all connect points. Where are you bringing them up? In fact, he'll lose so many connect points will actually result in stat penalties. Anyway, it looks like you've wrapped up all the work you need for now. You can spare the time, I'm sure. But if you want to play the stubborn card, I'll just have to drag you out of this office by force. Wait, what? FBI, open up! Well, you aren't leaving me much choice in the matter. Not that I'm objecting, of course. Absconding with you might make for a pleasant change of pace. Will you care to escort me? Of course. Van led Ren out the rear exit, and the two of them head out into town in his pickup truck. Oh, so they have new sightseeing guides for Liberal and Crosswell, do they? There's even one for the Empire. Can't imagine I'll be heading out that way anytime soon, but I'd like to someday. Bet there's loads of great desserts you can only find over on the west half of the continent. Well, if you do decide to go out that way, I wouldn't mind showing you around. I can take you on a tour of all the major cities, and I can help you find the places that are off the map. I know all the best restaurants. Careful, I might take you up on that offer. Oh, I never really had you pegged as the type who'd like fishing. Oh yeah, I think you once told me that your older sister was pretty into it. She's a bracer, yeah? That's right, she taught me how to fish before I moved to Calvert. I only do it on occasion, but it's a nice way to pass the time. She and her partner are traveling all over Zemuria in their effort to achieve A-rank status. How are they still B-rank? She sends me pictures of fish she catches sometimes. Although I do wish she'd spare me the details of their little lovers' spats. Yeah, sounds like the two of you are pretty tight. Maybe someone up high is biased against them, I don't know. Holy shit, it's that limited edition cake everyone's been hyped about. Every time I poke my head in here, it's always sold out. It was even featured in a magazine special on Heavenly Confections. It certainly looks delicious. It would probably go well with a refreshing cup of tea. Wanna give it a try? I know you're only asking because you want to try for yourself, but very well, we can have some. Hell yeah. Eventually, the pair made their way to the Grand Circuit. After partaking a leisurely stroll around the racetrack, they did some window shopping and dropped by the beer garden. For their final stop, they decided to ride the Ferris wheel. When they do remake SC, they really should try to bump down the maximum rank to only B+, or just plain B in order to make it feel a little more canon if you do try to get max rank. Whoa, we sure packed a lot in one day, huh? Indeed, you have my gratitude, Van. This was exactly the sort of break I needed. Although I can't help but feel this supposed date is missing something. A touch of romance, perhaps. Hey, cut me some slack. I'm already in enough trouble as this for riding off with a high school girl. What a pity. Alright, I think it's about time you came clean. About the reason you took me on this date, I mean. It was almost as though you could tell I was in low spirits. I know you did all this from a place of genuine concern. But the timing was just a little too perfect, even for you. Tell me, did Estelle, Joshua, and Tita send you a RPG for the guild? My guess is yes. They were unable to fulfill their promise of coming to today's festival, so this must be their way of making up for that. Well, guess the cat's out of the bag. I already told them they didn't need to come. I didn't want them to feel guilty. They have their hands full of their work at the guild and the ZCF, so I fully understood why they couldn't make the time. I know they were looking forward to it, and that it was out of their hands. I tried to reassure them I was fine, but... I suppose they could tell that deep down I miss them. You really are such kind, lovely people. That's why I miss them so. Yeah, that much is clear as day. I mean, they're the ones who found you when you were still wandering around on your own as Kitty. You've all got a special bond. Indeed we do. They're my pride and joy. Thank you, Van. This really was a nice surprise. Maybe one day I can return the favor to them. It's ironic that the former Kitty could only barely scratch the surface. You didn't think the surprise was over already, did you? Hmm? A new holo system? What is... Good morning, Ren. You have grown, partner. Huh? Are you... Is it really you? They saved the hard drive? I thought you were completely destroyed. No, don't say that. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Ren. He sustains critical damage to his logic unit. There's no backup system for Gordius-class sarcasms. Yeah, wait, if there's no backup system, how'd you get power matter into a holo? It'll be alright. We'll fix you. Well... Goodbye. Ah! First recorded reactivation since 1204. It's good to see you again, Ren. Could this be due to Elysium somehow? Like Elysium just recreated Power Matter's entire memory from scratch and chucked it on a hard drive and then converted it to a holo? Power Matter. Heh, did we surprise you? Sorry we couldn't make it to the festival, Ren. I know it doesn't really make up for it, but we've had this gift in the works for a super long time. Now that you're coming up on graduation, since you're soon to be turning 18, we wanted to do something special to commemorate the occasion. It took a lot of people to make it happen, and we now owe favors to people the world over. But it was all worth it, because we were able to bring back someone who meant the world to you. How's that for a surprise? We hope you like it. Estelle, Joshua, and never even Tita. No, I'm sure you weren't the only ones who did this. That's right, your family and friends weren't my only clients. The Golden Butterfly and the Direwolf were also in on this. Oh, and the Unnamed Fortune Teller and the Phantom Thief pitched in too. The request was signed by the whole lot of them. Even Jorg, wherever he is, put his name down. It's the same Gordius-class sarcasm that was destroyed during the Crossbell's first bid for independence 5 years ago. They've been working on restoring it in secret, and they asked me to deliver it to you. Now I can support you once more. It is good to be home, Ren. Welcome home. Welcome home, Power Matter. Looks like my work here is done. Estelle, Joshua, Tita, everyone. I hope you realize just how unfair this is. You kept all this from me, and even roped Jorg and Luciola into it. Your best friend's the one who got the ball rolling. She took an interest in holocores while researching the Zypha standard. Then when the idea popped into her head, she and your family set to work on it. They had to get in contact with Ouroboros and Jorg so that they could restore Power Matter as a holocore. And turns out, news travels fast in the society. Once the word hit, it spread like wildfire. They all gathered the data from when Power Matter was destroyed, along with any scrap of archive info from the Furion factories. Using that as a base, they were able to assemble a logic unit that was as close to the original as you could get. Then they recreated it. Having said that, it's still just a prototype. They'll be making some improvements in the future. Oh, I really thought it was going to be Elysium or something. They got past all kinds of organizational and international barriers to make this happen. It's a miracle in the truest sense of the word. This is all thanks to the connections you've made along the way. They all came together and made it a reality. You're right, and don't forget that you played a part in all this too, man. You speak as though you had next to no involvement, but that simply isn't true. After all, you're the one who lives in that space between the light and dark, allowing you to be connected to and trusted by those of both sides. I mean, I guess. Anyway, hopefully this helps you realize just how many people you have in your corner. Yes, I feel like this experience has really driven that point home for me. You've really outdone yourself this time, man. Now, all I did was handle one little request. But I will say, just because you can't do anything doesn't mean you should try to do everything. If you need help, I'm just a phone call away, and you can always shoot me a Force VG whenever you like. I'll do whatever I can for you. Oh, you really are impossible. You just won't play fair, will you? I feel like I'll never be able to repay all you've done for me. No, one day I'll find a way. After that, Van Ren got off the Ferris wheel and made their way back to Aramis Academy, enjoying the drive along the way.
Thank you for bringing Potter Mater back to me. I do hope you realize I will not stand to let this debt go unpaid. Prepare yourself, because one day I will show you just how grateful I really am.
I know it's kind of a meme for all your allies to come back from the dead and such, but I feel like Ren really deserves it after all the DG cult shit that went down in the intermission. Level 1, okay, but... I don't know. It doesn't seem to be as good as Lorraine when it comes to sheer casting, but could be good for just hybrid-type fighters. Special place. Anya's invited me to Treon Tower, where it sounds like she'll be meeting up with Professor Hamilton. I should probably head over when I have the time. Vanpard waits with his companion for a short while. He then headed to Treon Tower to meet up with Anya's. Yes, Van Anya's. A pleasure to see you again. Good day, Professor Hamilton. Yeah, it's been, what, 2.5 weeks now? I apologize for calling you over here. What of the school festival keeping you occupied? But I felt it was important that I return this to you, Anya's. So without further ado, here you are. Thank you, Professor. You've pretty much done all the probing you can so far on why the Genesee stopped working, right? Any developments we should know about? This seems important enough to be story content. No, sadly, not even after using my connections at the Institute to run it through every instrument at our disposal. I failed to glean any new facts, let alone the root cause behind the inexplicable phenomena we've observed so far. Nevertheless, I'm of a mind to continue the investigation. Sorry to put you through so much trouble, but we'd really appreciate it if you could. There are still so many things that we have yet to understand. But we need to do so in order to prepare for what lies ahead. I can see much of your forebears in you. Clearly, Professor Epstein's spirit lives on, as does Lilia's. Lilia, that's Agnes's grandma, right? Yeah, so I never got the chance to meet her myself. According to my great-grandfather's diaries, she used to go to and from the laboratory all the time. Indeed, I believe Lilia was around 10 years old back then. She was strong of heart, smart as a whip, and compassionate to a boot. Oftentimes she would make tea for her father and us disciples. On occasion, her spontaneous comments would even lead to breakthroughs in our research. The girl certainly did wonders for her motivation. Sounds a lot like how Yume is for us. You may be right there. Thank you for sharing, Professor. This is a joy to hear. My grandmother had already passed when I was born, you see, so I never knew her all that well. Though my mother told me she was a kind, dauntless woman who raised her single-handedly. I see, that description fits Lilia to a T. All in all, however, neither I nor the other disciples can tell you very much about her. That's due in particular to the way she vanished right after the professor's death, leaving only a note behind. For real? I've heard a bit about this. Half of my grandmother's life is completely unaccounted for. At the time, the guild was still in its infancy. When they failed to find her, the search was called off. So imagine my shock when I first met you, her granddaughter, in Basel. In any case, you already know Quatre is like family to me, so don't ever feel as though you have to be a stranger, dear. That goes for you as well, Van. Even if it has nothing to do with the Genesee, you're welcome to reach out in times of need. Appreciate it. Might even happen sooner than we think. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you too, Professor. Also, we'd love to have you at this year's school festival if you'd be willing. It's shaping up to be a spectacular event, thanks in part to Quatre's contribution. Oh yes, Esmeralda has been telling me all about it. I'll try my best to make time for a visit. Well, we picked up the Genesis, ready to head back to the Academy? About that. It's not as if we're in any hurry. Do you suppose we could stick around for just a while longer? To tell you the truth, I'd actually been wanting to come here with you at some point. Oh yeah, now that you bring it up, I guess this is the first time we've been up here together. It was pretty packed back to the festival anyway, so I could use some time away from the crowds. No harm in hanging back and taking a look around. Great, thanks, Van. And so Van and Nines enjoyed a leisurely stroll along the observation deck. They then decided to take in the city sights from one of the telescopes. Let's see, if I turn it over in this direction. Aha, Old Town spotted. I'm pointing right at the office in Montmartre. Seriously, you've got sights for solid around, and that's the first place you pick. Well, it's important to me. I've always looked there whenever I do this. Even on my days off from work, I worry about whether you're eating a balanced diet or not. Where are you, my nosy sister-in-law? Good luck keeping a food diary on me from way up here. Heh, let's look over there next. The center marsh is as lively as ever today. No matter how much they modernize the rest of the city, this slice of it never seems to change. You a long-time customer or something? Thought your house was over in the 10th district. Well, really, my mother would only take me shopping there every so often when I was little. But there were rare occasions, such as birthdays, holidays, or the rare times when my father made space in his busy schedule to come home early. The two of us would poke our heads into one stall after another, deliberating over what to eat. We used to have so much fun back then. Warms our heart to think about it. There's Durkheim Memorial Park. My father used to drive me there as a child so we could take Alphonse for a walk. Oh, your pet dog. I met him at the end of last year when I dropped you off at that one time, right? The second I petted the guy, he started clinging and roughhousing like no tomorrow. Almost thought I'd never shake myself free. He's usually so quiet around anyone outside our family too. I guess he took a special liking to you. You're free to stop by and keep him company if you'd like. What, and just stroll right into the president's house? I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. And there's Aramis Academy, over in the Auburn district. If the festival's this busy on the first day, you're gonna be swamped all the way to the last. Oh, I'll make it through somehow. What's up? Don't laugh, but I was just thinking, wow, I'm actually a student here. Even now, it still hits me. I suppose it's because this is where my mother and father first met. Oh, that's new to me. The story goes that my grandmother was working the student store at the time. Being a single parent, she got permission to bring her daughter, Sophie, my mother, to work with her. My father had only just enrolled at the academy when they first got acquainted. From there, he wound up becoming a family friend of sorts. Almost sounds like it was fated to be, though I'm guessing there was a bit of an age gap there, huh? Yes, 8 years to be exact. It wasn't long after they met that they became almost like siblings. But as they grew up alongside one another, their shared feelings slowly blossomed into love. Then one day, they came here to the observation deck, where my father finally proposed to her. Ooh, that's so. Almost poetic, considering that your great-granddad was the one who designed this tower to begin with. I guess that must make it pretty special to you. Yes, in a way, it symbolizes a bond between the two sides of my family, the Claudels and the Gramharts. Shortly after I came along, my father's political career took off. He became busy, while I began feeling lonely. So my parents made an effort to clear out their schedules and bring me to Trion Tower. My mother talked about all sorts of things while we were here. She told me about life with my grandmother, about the way she met my father, about how the three of them would often visit the tower, about the irreplaceable moments she and my father created together, about the guilt he felt over missing my birth due to his military duties, about how overjoyed he was when he first held me in his arms, about how elated she was when he finally proposed. All the while, my father would have a faint, uncharacteristic blush on his face. Admittedly, a lot of the things she said were too difficult for me to understand at that age. But I always loved seeing her smile spread from cheek to cheek over every new tale she recounted about my father and grandmother. It's not quite the same as my great-grandfather's diaries, but hearing those stories about my family meant so much to me. Gave me hope that someday I'd meet my own special someone and get a chance to share this place with them too. Anya's. Overdramatic, I know. No need to take it too seriously. Now, it's a nice sentiment. I'm almost jealous. This tower basically ties your family together, even though grandmother you never met in person. My thoughts exactly. Regardless of the circumstances, my mother and father crossed paths, fell in love, and had me. This place is always here as a reminder to put my faith in the bonds that connect us as a family. That's the thing I truly love about it. But ever since I started helping you with your friggin' work, it's taken on another meaning. Yume, and the others have been all over Edith, solving 4SPG after 4SPG. And now looking over the city from here fills me with pride over everything we've accomplished. I think about the many times my family took in this same view and how I'm striving to protect it with my own two hands. I'm just so glad I joined Arkwright Solutions. That's why I want to give you credit where it's due, not just when it comes to gathering all the genesis. Thank you, Van, for everything. It's because you helped me grow as a person that I'm able to feel this way, and that's worth the world to me. Come on now, haven't we been over this? Any growth you've made is your own doing. You're the one who leapt into my line of business and took whatever you could from the experience. You were tenacious like nothing else, sticking to your guns until you got what you were after. Honestly, I never could have imagined how far you'd go. When I up and vanished last year, you came after me without a moment's hesitation. And as if that wasn't enough, you rose up against being capable of rocking this world to its core and gave him a piece of your mind. We were talking to Van, not you. We don't care about you in the slightest. So get out of our sight and return Van to us at once. I don't think it's a stretch to say that, if nothing else, your strength has pulled me through my fair share of scrapes. So much so that I went from nearly giving up on myself to holding on no matter what. Point is, you're dead wrong if you think your gratitude is a one-way street. Van. Like I said before, me taking your request to find the Genesis came with some special conditions. So I'm counting on you to hold up your end of the bargain as my assistant. Yes, sir. Happy to be of service as always, Van. After that, Van and Anya decided to leave the tower behind and head back to see the rest of their friends. I wonder if he realized what I was hinting at. Van's 25 now, so I know we're a bit far apart. But my parents had the same 8-year gap between them that we do. Of course, I still have a long way to go before I can measure up to him. It's only a matter of time, though. I'm sure of it. Anya, is you coming or what? Be right there.
I want to make the most of everything you and the others have taught me, so I'm going to keep working hard. And while I do that, I hope I can stay by your side. I know I'm still inexperienced, but I'm looking forward to whatever comes next.
SCLM's okay. Okay, Quatre's secret. Quatre apparently remembers something he needed to do, but he seemed pretty skittish about it. Looked like he was headed back to his room. Maybe I should check on him. Quatre abruptly returned to the office, saying he had something urgent to attend to. When he neither returned nor answered his Zypha, Van decided to check on him and make sure everything was okay. Quatre must be back in his room. Did he forget something he needed for the school festival? He seemed to be in a hurry. Maybe I should go in and ask what's up. Look at all the people tuning in. I couldn't be happier. Live streaming sure is a bundle of fun. Make sure to give me a follow if you liked what you saw. The heck? Whose voice is that? Sounds a little affected. Does he have a girl in there with him? No, wait. Anyway, thanks for stopping by today, Edith. Catch you next time on the Catelia channel. Quatre, I'm coming in. Huh? Van? I can't explain. He a VTuber now? Sorry for barging in. Catelia the Science Gal. So this is one of those newfangled virtual idol things, right? I've heard about her online. Apparently she's really exploded onto the scene these past few weeks. Never would have guessed she was your alter ego, though. Yes, well, people have really started to embrace the streaming yourself over the old net as a new form of entertainment. I developed an interest in it while researching the new technology involved, so I decided to make my own virtual model and try it out. Sounds like you weren't expecting to get so hooked, let alone make it this big. But your Edith exclusive broadcasts just happened to overlap with the school festival, right? So the only way you could do both was by ducking out of the festivities for a bit. Forgive me, I know I shouldn't be using the office's connections without asking. What's there to apologize for? Knowing you, I'm sure you've got all kinds of anti-tracking tech in place. Streaming though, huh? It's enough to make my head spin. A few years back, I wouldn't have been able to picture it. You've even got Theo scanning your movements and syncing it to the model in real time, right? Man, if that takes off, they'll have every other form of media in fight or flight mode. Either that or scrambling to get a slice of the pie themselves. I say something wrong? No, just the opposite. Sorry for being rude there. It's just, I went to so much trouble to make myself up as a girl without anyone finding out. For a minute, I was afraid you'd get creeped out or laugh at me or something. I see. I mean, sure, I was shocked, but more than wow, that's a pretty incredible kind of way. Everybody's got their hobbies and pursuits. This just happens to be your jam. I can understand why you'd be scared, though. Heh, thanks, man. This wasn't something I agonized over, though. I genuinely did this just out of curiosity. As you know, I straddled the line between male and female. But because my masculine genes express themselves more prominently, I've lived as a boy ever since the professor took me in. I also find myself attracted to cute girls. That isn't exclusively the case. So I couldn't help wondering, what if I had lived as a girl all this time instead? That train of thought makes sense for you, not to say you're the only one who's ever felt this way. Right, the world is made up of all kinds of people, each with their own values and ways of living. So I want to be forward-thinking about exploring potential paths for my own life a little more. That's so. I was right to call you incredible then. Huh, I'm glad you think so. Oh, actually, could I ask you to stick around for a bit? This isn't about you stumbling in on my secret, to be clear. There's just something I wanted to test. At Quatre's urging, may I accompany him to the spot where the test was to be conducted? Mirren Garten. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Van. Whoa. Well, what do you think? This is the full-scale, high-precision Kalia model. This is the first time I've ever worn it, so to speak, so there are still a bunch of unknown factors. It's not weird, is it? Of course not. Today's just been full of surprises, is all. Your own traits still shine through a bit, but you seem to be pretty comfortable presenting as Kalia. That might be because of the way I used the Mirren Garden's data and AI to create her. How do you pronounce that? Is it, it's supposed to sound, probably sounds somewhat like Quatre, but I guess I'm not sure. But let me look it up. Okay, I think it's supposed to be pronounced Catley. I'm not sure. First, I adjusted a scan model of myself used by the garden to allow for modifications. Then I executed a deep learning routine to simulate what I might look like as a girl. AO's above. Technology is outpacing me more by the minute. Unfortunately, I can only show myself from the chest up due to the current processing capability and synchronization speed limitations. But eventually, I should be able to livestream myself dancing in real time. Or theoretically, that is. Now that I'd like to see. Man, though, once you researcher types get going on a project, you stick it out to the end. It's funny, a little while ago, I probably would have overthought this to the point of discouraging myself from even trying. But you and the others helped me understand that I can be anything I want to be. I really am grateful for that, Van. Just don't expect me to pass that links along to the others for you. Anyway, just take your time experimenting and fleshing out your personal style. Who knows, build up a big enough following, and you might be able to make a living on this idol thing. It's funny, once I loosened up and got into the role, my popularity rose just like that. There's no turning back now. At this point, it's begun to feel like another part of the real me. Say, maybe we could make you Arc-Rate Solutions marketing mascot. Now, that'd probably be too much exposure, but hey, it's always on the table if we need to expand the reach. Don't tell me you're actually considering it. And so Van spent a brief while chit-chatting with Quatre's avatar before the two of them eventually returned to the real world. So that put a bow on your live streaming for today. Yes, I should be able to spend time with you and the rest after this. Why are you staring at me like that? It's nothing, just took me a sec to remember that this is still the same Quatre I'm talking to. Heh, what else did you expect? Oh, but setting that aside, will you mind, zipping my lips about this? Don't sweat it, I was already planning to. Just a heads up though, Anya's and them are liable to get wise anyway, once you start making a name for yourself. And you'll need better soundproofing on your room. Oh yeah, I guess that's always a possibility. Imagine someone like Aaron finding out. Ugh, just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. Should I tweak them all to look less like me before they catch on? But if Elaine's my fanbase, the backlash should be explosive. Sorry, didn't mean to sound the red alert. Afterward, Van and Quatre head back to the festival to meet up with their friends.
Hey, Van? I, wanted to thank you, proper. Thank you so much for accepting me no matter what. I'm going to keep trying to figure out who I want to be. And you being there for me as I do makes me more happy than you could ever know.
Hopefully, Quatre will remain a wholesome science VTuber and not become an evil Fox VTuber who promotes true Grievance Brigade propaganda. Hey, Lino flower viewing. I got a weird invitation from Jizna recently. Says she wants me to meet her deep in the Memorial Park. I really don't like the sound of this, but I guess I do kind of owe her one. The least I can do is hear her out. Okay, the meeting place is just past here. Got no clue what to expect from this. Are those all her field attack animations? Hey, what's up, Van? Wow, you actually showed. Why do you sound so surprised? I ain't the type to accept an invite and then be a no-show. Yes, so you seem a little spaced out there for a minute. Something in your mind? Oh, not really. I was just watching you do your thing. Seeing your form with that sword against all those white pals is pretty mesmerizing, I'll admit. Whoa, it's not often I get a compliment from you, of all people. I just call them like I see them. Anyway, those are called Lino flowers, right? I heard they bloom in the Empire, too. Yep, they're indigenous to the East, but they were taken abroad back in the Middle Ages. I heard there were some growing around here, so I decided to stop by. Seeing them in full bloom is a sight you don't want to miss. You ain't wrong there. This sure is a sight for sore eyes. Definitely isn't a bad place to kick back and pop open some cold ones. That's actually what's often done at flower viewing parties in the East. It's easy to get swept up in the atmosphere of all this nature around. So, wanna fight? No. What? Boo. So, wanna fight to the death? Let me think. No. Damn it, I freaking knew this was the reason you called me out here. Wait, do I actually have to play this battle? If you use Spirit Unification, I'm using Grendel. Why do you want to fight me so bad anyway? What makes you think I'd be a match against a Divine Blade? Oh, I don't think that at all. You'd be lucky to last 5 seconds against me as you are now. But as that dark blue Grendel, now that's another story entirely. Okay, I think I see what's going on. Our fight against the Crimson Grendel must have lit a fire in you, am I wrong? Nope, you hit the nail on the head. From the moment I laid eyes on it, I was itching to pull out my sword and go to town. And just when I thought my chance had arrived, boom, gone in a flash. Oh, I can't contain myself any longer. Guess that means running for the hills is off the table. So you have to actually use Grendel. Not like I can let you go back to Aramis and not stay anyway. I'm glad you're so quick to understand. Now let's hurry up and get started. Sorry, but I ain't have an option either. What? Come on, this ain't the first time we had battles and bonding events. I'm pretty sure Reen had a few battles like that. Actually, I think he was a boss fight in those battles. Yeah, Reen was a boss fight because he could not fully control Spirit Unification. I can't go Grendel when my holo mirror isn't around. And she's been sleeping like a baby ever since the Genesee stopped functioning. Wait, but I was able to use her in... I was able to use her in the optional battle monster hunt for this chapter and in the Marion Garden. Oh, well, that sucks. What am I supposed to do right now? I'm completely overstimulated, and I don't have an opponent who can bear the brunt of my attacks. Well, we could always call Qasim over. Don't hit the panic button just yet. I have an idea. Just need a quick change of venue. Oh, Marion Garden? Oh, you could still use... you could still do it in the Marion Garden, huh? The Marion Garden? Oh, a battlefield with a Lino flowers and a full moon. I couldn't ask for a more perfect backdrop for a duel. The program must have used the area we were in, and along with their fighting spirit, as data. Anyhow, I think this should work. Whistle. Keep in mind, I think this is just a digital recreation. I've been through the transformation enough times that I can tell the difference. That's why it's easier to go Grendel in the Marion Garden than in the real world. We only just read this place from a Garden Master, so this is kind of like exploiting a bug while things are still destabilized. I don't care about any of that. All that matters now is that I can have my fun. Fair warning, I can also get pretty damn fired up when I'm in this form. Also, I get 2 free actions a turn. I won't be able to pump the brakes now that the engine's going. You poked the bear, so get ready for a beatdown. Well, I'm more than ready for that. Bring it on. Raw. Taking the initiative was definitely the right call, but I think you were just a little too hasty. You need to give yourself enough room to predict how your opponent might counterattack. Shit, even with all the overpowered freaks I've fought with the Grendel up to now, she has them all beat. The power of the Divine Blade's freaking unreal, and she isn't even using Spirit Unification yet. Grah. And now you're letting your mind wander too much. A moment is all I need to break through your defenses. Erase all thoughts of this fleeting mortal coil and focus only on the battle before you. Concentrate on me. Concentrate on yourself. Because in this world, none exists except us. I can't keep up with her. It's taking all I have just to fend her off. What's the matter, Van? I've seen you fight opponents with more tenacity than this. Oh shit! That's more like it. His speed and power are extraordinary. Looks like he's finally unleashing his inner beast. A beast worthy of the name Devourer of Nightmares. However, it's going to take more than a mere beast to satiate me. Spirit Unification? No. Should use Azure Sun Ray. Can't keep up with her when I'm relying on my wits, and I play right into her hands when I act on instinct. Is there really nothing I can do? Wait, I've got it. I'm both the nightmare and the beast that devours it. What's this? I think some part of me was still trying to hold back. It's gonna use that form I used against Gerard, but now I'm ready to come at you with everything I have. Yes, it is. There it is. That's what I was after. The ultimate form hid inside you. I suppose I had better respond in kind then. Spirit Unification! But we needed this just to beat your base form. Now you're already in your Spirit Unification form. What? That looks even more powerful than what we saw in Longlight. You've been toying with me all this whole time. Well, whatever. I won't let that stop me. Grah! What would say we fight to the bitter end, Grendel? You're on Divine Blade of Silver. Do I get to play any of this? Oh, he's using his single target one. Okay, good. System error, system error. Data overload from unknown sources has been detected. System processing capacity exceeded. Initiating reboot to restore operating protocols. All users will now be disconnected. What? No, not now. The Marin Garden eagerly awaits your next visit. Back to reality. So we were so close. Just when I finally found new heights to reach. That means Van's Grendel form might be stronger than Rin in Spirit Unification. Wanna go again? Nope. Figured, I'm not really in the mood anyway. Shame we couldn't finish our duel, but I guess I'm satisfied for now. I can't remember the last time I got to use Akegarasu to its full potential. Okay, huh, what's that? Is that the name of your sword or something? Uh-huh, it goes by other names too, but I'm not really supposed to go into that. This sheath is made from the weapons of many hardened fighters. I bet I could have spruced it up nicely if I got my hands on Grendel's armor. Probably would have been hard, given that it's made of shards, but heck, knowing you, I'm sure you'd figure out a way to do it. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. Thanks a bunch, Van. Sheesh, you really are something else. Well, I'm not exactly what you'd call a devoted martial artist, but I definitely feel like I caught a glimpse of something new. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to do this again at some point. Really? Then let's go in there. Not now, I said at some point. Excellent work, Princess. Same with you, Arkwright. Whoa, where'd you come from? Hey there, looks like you got everything ready for us. Indeed, I just finished setting the table. Enjoy. Well, since we're here already, why don't we have a quick few drinks while we take in the view? Holy crap, this is delicious. Did that Kurogane guy make all this? He sure did. Isn't he great? He likes to cook when he isn't brushing up on his ninja skills. Although cooking might actually be part of his ninjutsu training. After all, poisoning food is a tried and true means of assassination. And now I've lost my appetite. Anyway, I don't hear you talk about ninja stuff all that much, which strikes me as weird, considering you're from Ikaruga. This may surprise you to hear, but despite me being Ikaruga's second in command, and despite learning the Black God One Blade style from my master, I'm not actually a shinobi myself. I've played around with some of the practitioners of the Rogetsu school, but that's about it. I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. Is that master of yours the one they called the Sword Hermit? That's right, and he just so happens to be an old friend of your master's. He was Ikaruga's former chieftain, the Sword Hermit Yun Kafai. In the West, he's better known as the founder of the 8 Leaves One Blade School. Is that right? So does that mean the Black God style is similar to 8 Leaves? They're similar in some ways, but not so much in ours. The Dark Blade style of the Black God School has 1,000 years of history behind it. 8 Leaves One Blade is more of a modified Light Blade style that Master himself created using the Black God as a basis. Both aim to guide their practitioners along the path to enlightenment, but the roads we take and the means we use couldn't be more different. Since I trained under the Master himself, I have a pretty good understanding of how the two styles differ. Oh, I didn't realize there was so much to it. Now let me ask a question of my own. Are you planning to stick with the Kunlun school until you master it? Or will you continue to pursue that holo style of yours? To be honest, I'm not too interested in doing either. I've taken what I learned from them and incorporated it all to my own style. Might have taken a roundabout path, but it's worked for me so far. That's a very you answer. That said, the road you're walking is a thorny one. Instead of following any one school of discipline to the end, you're aiming for variety. Similar to what Walter does, you're basically scooping up little bits from all over. And while variety is the spice of life, there are limitations to overcome when trying to approach things from a gray perspective. The path you're taking may turn out to be more than you can bear. Well, I can cross that bridge when I get there. Till then, I'm gonna stick to my way of doing things. Maybe if you could, I don't know, have a stun caliber made for your exclusively a Grendel form, maybe it could give you an edge. And that involves helping people through for SPGs, like the one you just put out. If the conditions are right, I just get out there and do it. I see, that's just the kind of person you are, huh? You're an interesting man, Van. One of these days, I'd like to introduce you to the matron or chieftain. You'd have to reach the eastern end of the continent, though. No one outside the Black God and 8 Leaf School has ever done that. There's a first for everything. You might be able to pull off, assuming you can get a handle on that Grendel form of yours. Why am I getting bad vibes from this? Don't worry, your spiky little head. You know, I'm never bored when I'm around you. I'm always having all sorts of new experiences, like when we nearly attained new heights a bit ago. I hope you and I can continue being good friends. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Better friends than adversaries. Who said anything about us not being adversaries, too? You know, just because you can read my mind doesn't mean you should. After that, the two of them spent a while enjoying the flowers blooming on the trees. And once they were done, they drove back to the sea.
We were almost there. Well, there's always next time, I suppose. You're now on the hook for showing me what lies beyond someday. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot more of each other in the future.
Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails Through Daybreak 2. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.